What is up, racers, and welcome to the beginning of a new chapter on this channel. Another career mode, a new game, and hopefully this time we'll be able to finish at least one season. Welcome everyone, I'm the ISO Racer, and this is F1 2021 career mode. I apologize for the delay. I had tons of things going on in my life and which prevented me from recording these videos, but don't worry, I will be releasing videos more frequently than I have been in the last few weeks, I suppose. But anyway, here we are. We're going to jump into the career mode, and this time we're going to go into the My Team career mode, something I wanted to do in 2020. If you saw my channel update video from, God, it must be a long time ago, but we're going to be making our own F1 team from the ground, and the name we'll be using is a name that I'm sure a lot of F1 fans will be familiar with. More on that later, but let's not delay any further. We've delayed long enough. Let's jump right into it. And here's the settings. We're going to do a full season. At the moment, we're missing 3 tracks from the official calendar, but they will be added as post-race content, and we will be doing them all. But a 20-race season is good. Time to get into it. Here's the settings I'll be using, the assists, and keep in mind I am playing on the controller, and I'm just going to show you all the settings I'm going through right now, such as qualifying, weekend structure, simulation settings, etc. This is all just to give you a good idea of how the series is going, what level I'm at, and hopefully by the end of the game cycle I'll be able to increase the difficulty and improve, because that's ultimately what I want to do. But keep in mind, controller player here, this is going to be a little hard, but here we are into the simulation settings, and here's the kicker. So I raced at around 80 AI at the end of F1 2020, but it started becoming a little too easy. I mean, I was doing very well considering I was in an Alfa Romeo. So I increased it to 85, and let's see how it goes from here, because I mean, from what I hear, the AI is better in this game. And here we are. The last setting is the My Team icons. I did buy the digital deluxe version, and while I do plan on signing one of the My Team icons, we're gonna wait on that.
Welcome to My Team.
Not get distracted.
Here you'll experience the world of Formula One, not only as a driver, but as the owner of a brand new F1 team. First things first, let's create your driver.
And here's our driver and our team owner. We'll have a lot more responsibilities than we did in the driver career, but we have to create our avatar. And there are a lot of avatars to select from. Not only different races, but also genders, I believe. I think there are some female avatars in the game, but we're going to stick with the one we know, the one we use for Anakin Solo, except this avatar will not be called Anakin Solo, which you can tell. He will be a Japanese driver. And just as a hint, the team that we're going to race for was also a Japanese team. Start plugging in your guesses down in the comments if you want, but we're going to enter our name, and we're going to name our driver Keito Watanabe. Very Japanese name, for sure. Our audio name, this is the name that the in-game commentators will use when talking about our driver. Unfortunately, Watanabe is not a pre-recorded audio name, so we're going to use one of the nicknames. And I was really tempted to use the Rainmaster, but I'm going to go with the Engineer, because in many ways we are engineering our car from the ground up. Appropriate. And I hope that we can live up to the name. And we're just going to choose race driver number 2, because I can't decide. And it doesn't really matter, because we're going to make a legend of ourselves regardless.
On your driver's look.
And now we're going to focus on our driver look, and we're going to design the helmet. And we don't have many helmets to choose from, because this is the beginning of the game, so I didn't have a lot of the podium pass items. But we have some helmets from the Breaking Point game. We have Ackerman's, Jackson's, and Butler's helmet. And while Butler is a jerk, he has a pretty cool helmet, so we're going to use that helmet. And now for the race suits, Butler's race suit looks really cool too. But again, not many choices, but we're going to go with the last option. We have the polarized. And here are the team colors we'll be using. White, red, with some hints of blue. Are you starting to have a picture of which team we're racing for yet? No, not yet? Alright, the answer will be revealed soon anyway. And here are our racing gloves. We just chose the matching set because we didn't want to mix and match too much. And here's just sort of the vanity items, like the pose we'll have on the grid screen, the emote we'll have when we get on the podium. And here's a new feature, the victory radio call, a radio call that we'll play when we win a race.
I was on fire! Woo! Yee-haw! Thank you. I need a moment.
The last one will be very cool to play when we win our first championship, but We're just gonna stick with the default.
Get in there, Jeff!
But that's what I want to work
Now
towards.
let's set up some of the key details of your new team.
Alright, and
start
here's the
with an easy
juicy
one.
part.
What name would you like to give the team?
And here's the team name. The moment you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. We will be racing as Toyota Racing. That's right. We're bringing Toyota back into F1. For all those who aren't as for those who don't know, Toyota Racing was a team from 2001 to 2009, and they didn't have much success. They had a lot of success in their final year, but then they pulled out of Formula One. But we're gonna drive
Nice.
them.
Now,
to
some
F1
kind
World
of income
Champions.
stream is critical, so we need to sign a primary sponsor.
I'm so excited for this. It's so
Our
great.
primary sponsor
And-
will pay a signing bonus to the team up front. This is vital to cover the early investments we need to make. They will also provide valuable weekly income for us. Each sponsor has a goal they want the team to achieve. If we hit that goal, the sponsor will pay us an additional goal bonus.
So as our team staff member, so aptly put it, we have to choose a title sponsor for our team. And we do have to hit a certain goal to get money. And we're looking at weekly income as well, because we need money in order to progress this team, progress our facilities, progress the car, and get better teammates in the future. And I want to go with a goal that will give us a challenge. Echo is one I've seen a lot of YouTubers use so far, and I don't want something so easy like the first one, which is literally just complete a season. Honestly, that's kind of a big step for us. But we're going to go with XXY, with the goal of finish 8th or better in the Constructors' Championship. Not too far out.
Fantastic. Now we've got a budget to work with. Our car won't be going anywhere fast without a power unit. So let's sign a power unit supplier now.
And we
need
get a
both
pretty good
performance
signing
and
bonus.
durability from our power unit. But we also need to balance the books. We're going to have a lot of other areas to invest our cash into.
Alright, so here we go. Now we need an engine supplier, which is why we were looking at the signing bonus, because that's our initial budget to begin with. And easily, we're going to choose Honda as our power unit. Just because, you know, Toyota being a Japanese car brand, Honda being a Japanese engine. And that's half the reason why I decided to race as Toyota. I was going to race as potentially Bugatti to rectify the fact that we didn't get to use a My Team. We didn't have a My Team career mode in F1 2020, but Honda seemed like the right choice because it's the last year that this Japanese engine manufacturer will be in F1. Kind of a tribute to them. But in real life, Toyota would have made their own engine, and that's what we're going to pretend happened in our career
We
mode.
almost have all the key partners for our team now, but we still need a teammate for you. These are the
Alright.
drivers available to be your first teammate. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, so consider everything when deciding who to hire. Drivers earn acclaim based on their performances. When a driver earns enough acclaim, they will level up. The higher a driver's level, the more acclaim they will earn for their current team. And remember, the faster the team levels up, the faster our income will increase. The higher a driver's experience, the more resource points are earned to spend on vehicle upgrades. Racecraft is the driver's skill to effectively complete overtakes when opportunities arise. Awareness shows the driver's ability to avoid errors and incidents. Pace describes the driver's ability to set competitive lap times. Focus represents the driver's current form and state of mind. Rating is a summary of the driver's overall skill level.
Alright, so here we are signing our teammate now. And we only have a small pool of F2 drivers to choose from. And we gotta look at all those stats that our team manager mentioned earlier. Robert Schwartzman has great focus, good rating overall. But Aitken has better focus, I think. Lower rating, but his stats are kind of... Some of them, the crucial ones, are better. I don't think I'll sign Sato, he's the lowest one. And after a lot of deliberation, we're gonna sign... I think we're gonna sign Jack Aitken as our first teammate. He's got great focus, great stats, and he's cheap, which is good for us. So let's sign him right now. Wait, what? Oh, sorry guys, I'm getting a call. It's embarrassing. Sorry, I'll just be in 1 minute. All right, cool. Hello? Oh, Mr. Toyota. Oh, it's so great to hear from you. Yes, sir. I'm signing a teammate. I'm decided to sign Jack Aitken. What's that? You want me to sign Sato? But Aitken's got so much better. He's got better stats, and yes, I know he's not a Japanese driver, but oh, it's the Toyota way, is it? Anyway, so I mean, we're gonna sign Sato. I mean, totally my own choice. I totally have chosen to do this. Yes, so we'll sign Marino Sato as our first teammate. He's cheap too, at least. I mean, that's one good side of this. And we're gonna have a full Japanese team.
Power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
Yes, I am happy. We're just gonna change our team name to have our title sponsor. in the logo as XXY Toyota Racing. This is going to be so
Let's
great.
create the livery we'll be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the cars we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
Alright, and so here we are with the livery, and I'm going to wait until the car reveal, kind of like in real life, to show you what our first livery as Toyota Racing will look like. And I can guarantee it's a good one, guys. Anyway, let's move on, and you'll get to see the livery in the car reveal. And we're going to design our logo. I was tempted to go with the one called the Chalice, but then I saw the one called the Tornado. And it actually looks really similar to Toyota's logo. Like, here's a picture of one. It's so close, and with this, I'm going to modify the logo, and I think it's great. It's meant to be, guys. Let's move on.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. As you can see, there's no pit lane behind me, and as you can hear, no roar of engines, and that's because they've set me free from the F1 paddock to escape here to the countryside and to the headquarters of Formula One's newest team. Now, it's not every day we get to pull back the curtain and look behind the scenes at an F1 team. Rarer still that we get to talk not only to the team owner, but also the team's lead driver. But what makes this place extra special is that the owner and lead driver are one and the same person. Now, it's been an interesting 12 months, and we all know a number of the regulation changes which were due to come into effect this year have been delayed until next. Some, though, are still seeing the light of day, amongst them the all-important budget cap, which gives some of the smaller teams a little further down the order, potentially, the opportunity to compete with the bigger teams. Good for them, but great for us as viewers. But what does our new team owner think about these new rules? Do they see them as a challenge, a hurdle that needs to be overcome? Perhaps they see them as an opportunity to disrupt the status quo, a chance to come out swinging and to carve their name into Formula One history. Well, I had the opportunity to ask them these very questions just earlier today, and here's what they had to say.
Oh, Will. Codemasters is
Well,
not
first
do
of
you
all,
justice.
thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
Alright, guys. Here we are at the crucial interview stage. And, oh god, I mean, I for the team apparel, I just chose to match the car's colors, and for some reason, it turned out to look like a McDonald's employee uniform. I'm going to change that.
Let's talk about your
Well, an
teammate.
honest answer.
Now, it's clear they're excited to have signed with you, but tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team?
Alright, so, here's something. I mean, yes, we totally want our teammate to come on board. So, yeah, we're just going to go with the diplomatic response here.
So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there?
And here's the crucial phase. So, depending on how we answer these questions, it will determine the resources that were put into each facility. I'm going to prioritize the aerodynamics right now, because aerodynamics, my team car is a very heavy car, very draggy car. We need to reduce that as much as possible. So we'll be prioritizing both chassis and aero.
Most of the other teams can boast years of experience in Formula One. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars?
And I chose chassis there, which was a good option as well, to reduce the weight of our My Team car. But here we are. We're going to look into. I think we're going to invest into aero now. We're just going to go back and forth because aero and chassis are probably the most important parts of the car right now, and that's what we want to prioritize.
Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles?
All right. Here's a very important question. I think this will determine if we'll have additional upgrades or get a head start on some upgrades. And I think we're just going to go with, I think we're probably just going to go with aero or chassis again. Chassis this
And
time.
finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Which group do you feel the most proud of right now?
And I'm going to go select the arrow answer because we've done 2 chassis questions. And I think this one will actually give us some boosts to the development departments and invest cash that we don't need to invest into. And we'll have our aero facility will be well advanced of our other ones.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you and, of course, to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it. And thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
All right. And here we are in the Team HQ. And I just love how much money seems to have been put into this game in comparison of last year's game. Great stuff. But as you can see, our car and the performance index in comparison to the other teams, it's the 4th worst. We're above the backmark pack. We're just at the edge of the midfield. So, pretty good start to begin with, but as you can see, the new streamlined R&D tree is no longer a tree. It's still a tree in essence, but it's presented as a very linear progression. But as you can see, because of the chassis question answers we gave in those questions, we have weight reduction and weight redistribution upgrades already available on the car, which is great, which will mean it will reduce the weight and balance the car a lot better, which means that we'll have some good things on the way. And this is the benefit of signing the Honda engine too. We have a lot of upgrades already for engine power, which is great, but also for durability as well. We're going to increase the rate at which the car will have some mechanical failures. So durability now is more important than ever. But here's the driver market, and I can't wait to sign future teammates. I don't think we'll stay with Sato. Don't tell Toyota I said that. Can't wait to sign like a Russell or a Lando. Which would be great. But here we are. Here's one of the new features of my team. And it's activity timeline. We have to organize events that we're going to do throughout the week along with developments to the facilities and the car. And we decided to go for driver training camp, which will boost the stats of our second driver, which honestly Sato kind of needs. And we're also going to do an aero and chassis focus. It is kind of not the best to prioritize chassis so much and like just ignore the powertrain and durability. But we're just going to do that. And we get it, I believe it was a front downforce upgrade. I'll fix it in post if I'm wrong. But as we advance the timeline, weekly resources come in. And here we are, time for the car reveal. Isn't she a beauty? She's great, isn't she? I really tried to go with a retro design. I wanted to make it look like the last Toyota racing car. And Toyota was kind of like Red Bull in the sense that they had a great formula and didn't decide to change it. Here's a picture of their 2009 car, and you can see the splashes of red against the white that I was trying to go for. This is the TR10, or TR10 if you prefer, because the last car was a TR09. I believe that was the name of their car. I'll fix it in post as well. I should have researched this video a little deeper. But as you can advance through the timeline,
okay,
all our stuff in, and we get our front downforce upgrade in before Bahrain, the first race of the season. And that concludes this part 1, this pre-season to season 1. I'm so excited to see where we'll take this series of ours and this team. Thank you so much for joining me. Part 2 will be out tomorrow after this video is published. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and join us on this journey as we take Toyota to the top of Formula 1. Like, share, subscribe down below, and remember, I'm the ISO Racer. Stay safe. Peace out.